All right, shalom to the elect, giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Chakadash, and giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who well, peace and salutation to the elect. Shem Yahweh and Mappa from the Great Millstone Plaintables Camp. Katie here in the city of Philadelphia, coming with another week lesson. Hey, you got a lot of judgment going on and destruction. So I do mind brothers to be very, very, very circumspect and be very, very careful, in how you react, all right, to certain situations, because we're in the midst of a lot of different things going on, and just one, like Ludacris to say, one wrong move, it'll take you down. Get back, So, we got to be, the higher men, all right, which is we are men of wisdom, and have the temperance, okay, because it's a lot of things going on, man. So give some different example, maybe how Ratazah. All right, 1 second, real quick. One precept right there, but you have it here. Erratic driver hits officer repeatedly in a hotel parking lot. All right, check it out. Fair use warning. CBS. This is ABC6, Philadelphia, for educational purposes only. Fair use for journalism, educational purposes only.
Breaking right now, 2 police officers are hurt while trying to stop an erratic driver in Montgomery County. Authorities say one of those officers was run down several times right in a hotel parking lot. That officer opened fire, but that was not enough to slow down the suspect.
And that's heavy, man. Like, he opened fire, okay, but it's not enough. Now, depending on the nature of the driver, who the driver is, hey, if it was a roadman, I'd have want him. They, of course, probably not gonna, take him out. All right. If it was Jake, of course, but we'll see.
Friday afternoon, I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is that wild scene that played out in Plymouth Township today. Both officers are hospitalized, said to be in stable condition right now. That suspect was eventually arrested and also taken to the hospital.
Action News reporter John Paul is live at that DoubleTree Hotel in Plymouth Township. John, officers still working to piece together exactly how this all played out.
I mean, this is a wild scene here, too, outside this DoubleTree Hotel in Plymouth Township. I'll step out of the way so you can see. It's still an active scene. We've got the police tape up here. Right now, they're in the slower stages of the investigation because those officers were already taken to the hospital. The suspect was as well. We're told that one officer was intentionally hit by a vehicle 4 times. As you mentioned, started with an erratic driver. The officer spotted the vehicle in the parking lot of this DoubleTree here. And according to investigators, that suspect then rammed the police vehicle. Let's switch over to Chopper 6. You can see just how expansive the scene is. It's almost the entire parking lot here at the DoubleTree Hotel. Now, officers are telling us that once the suspect rammed the police officer's vehicle, that officer got out, and that's when the suspect intentionally started driving at the officer, they say, in an attempt to escape. The officer did discharge his firearm, but was still hit by that vehicle, knocking him down to the ground. But it did not end there. Police say the suspect then circled the parking lot and went after the officer again. Listen to what happened next.
The officer is actually trying to put on a tourniquet. He's trying to self-put on a tourniquet. The vehicle drives directly at him, striking him a second time. The vehicle then does back up 2 additional times and strikes the officer intentionally 2 more times. So the officer is struck a total of 4 times.
That officer was seriously injured. He was taken to the hospital right now. We are told that he's expected to be in stable condition at this hour, but they really didn't have a firm update on that. Now, other officers rushed to the scene. We're told that as one officer was coming into the scene, the suspect rammed that officer's vehicle head on. That injured the officer. It also injured the suspect. That is where the whole thing ended. Both the suspect and both 2 officers were taken to the hospital. Tonight they're in stable condition.
Yeah, that's just a example of a spirit. All right. That's a spirit of vengeance. Now, as we know, it tells you in Colossians chapter 4 and 5. Okay, because you have instances where you got even like road rage and such. You know, you got that be going down and such. All right, road rage. You know, you could be in an instance where a lot of that, can end up to be like gunfire could go on. You know, I seen it. I think it was this right here. Another fair use warning.
Hi everyone, Donut here.
So basically what ended up happening in this case, and I had seen it on social media somewhere, and you know, they looked like individuals were driving. As you can see, we're gonna just skip to it.
And then hits him right in the mouth with a pistol.
What are you doing? I'm in the lane.
Damn.
The officer is obviously taken aback and in shock. He's in a little bit of pain. He's got pistol whipped in the face. But his wits quickly come together. He pulls out his concealed weapon, smokes that dude right then and there.
I'm in the lane.
Damn. If you see the original video, you don't know who the hell you coming across to. You know, so as the scriptures say, walk in wisdom. This is Colossians 4 and 5, towards them that are without, redeeming the time, right? Because you in times where a lot of people are just unlearned, brutes, okay, savage. So you have to take the higher road by doing the higher thing, which is to execute wisdom in the form of temperance. All right, you know, as the scriptures say, turn the other cheek. You know, hey, this ain't our kingdom. Okay, this is E's kingdom. So, you know, hey, just the Lord, as he's long suffering, but he know how to reserve the wicked for judgment. Okay, so you gotta, know how to use and execute this wisdom. You know, like for me, like a lot of people, I was driving the other day, some dude just behind me in one of them Hellcat type cars and stuff just started honking the horn. I'm like, what the hell's going on with him? And then I just kind of like, I thought maybe something fell off the truck or something, but he just wanted to go fast or something like that. And I just proceeded to drive as I did, and then eventually he proceeded, and I didn't react. Okay, so you can't be in the flesh. All right. Let's see if I can get the scripture, because this is Romans chapter 8. It tells you in 11, but if the spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raiseth up Hamashiach, the anointed one, from the deed shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you. So it's the spirit, okay, that dwelleth in you, that rises us up through Yahushua. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh to live after the flesh. Okay, for if you live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the spirit do mortify the deeds of the flesh, ye shall live. Which you have to pretty much put to death, and lay aside what the carnal flesh wants. You got to do what the wisdom tells you, the instruction. Okay, you want to win now, hey, you have it. Battles have to be lost, are allegedly seen as lost, but then you win the war. Okay. You remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. Roughly paraphrasing. All right. So put to death is mortify. All right. By death to be liberated from the bond of anything, literally to be made dead in relation to something. All right. Yeah. Hey, you have to just let that go. All right. You know what you want. Okay. You know, a dude can be talking to you like nothing. You know, and you just, as you had the scriptures say, soft answer turns away wrath. You know, one time I went on a property, and a guy approached the property and was gonna go to the property to do work, and then the particular individual that was there, nearby, working on a car or something like that, you know, he looked really austere, you know, Jake, and he was like, "Don't do that," and I was like, "Huh?" And then he was just like, he repeated himself, and you know, he looked with a pretty you know, a stern look, and then I just was like, "Man, you know, hey, we're not your enemies," and you know, I walked off, you know, went to the truck and rolled up, and you know, that I couldn't do this particular job because pretty much a warning, you know, or a possible threat could be there, you know, if I try to proceed to carry out the duty which was, you know, given unto me to try, or commissioned to me to do. All right, and that's just that. And then after, I think what ended up happening, the guy ended up apologizing, you know, and you know, he explained himself, you know, about the whole situation, which why he you know, was preventing me from, you know, going to do the property. All right, which is just a financial thing. It was, but it says, for as many as are led by the spirit of the power, they are sons of the power. So you're a son of God. All right, when you following, okay, the son of the power, okay, and that's also by blood too. All right, you can't just make yourself one, you know. So yeah, you know, so you know, you got to watch out in these times, because you know, you could do something stupid. Now I'm gonna give you another example of something really stupid. I think you had recent I think it's this dude what's his name? Deacon Destruction. Let me see. I don't know what his name. I think I have to go on my history and pull it up. If it's up, yeah, I don't think I have it right now. But it was circulating basically. This Hebrew Israelite guy. You know, he was in. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's not there. It looked like he was in a bar situation, and a guy, you know, might have just stepped on me. It looked like of the rogueman out of Wam, and then he ended up punching a dude, pushed him and punched him in the face and stuff. You know, and you know that. Hey, sometimes even like first of all, we not even supposed to be in places like that. You know, bars and stuff like that. You know, so as the apostles and others of Great Millstone, you know, due wisdom, there was a counsel not to go to them different places, all right, because there's a lot of spirits, you know, with drinking. All right, you could, you know, be in a very, very controlled place on your own with your brothers, and not in these public places, public and semi-private places, when you go into these different clubs and stuff like that, bars, you know, different gangs be there. Like, don't be doing all that. Okay, it's not smart. Okay, you could get falsely accused of anything, and then that could be you could be on the news. All right, and then in prison, or even deed. Okay. Let me see. Israelite versus MAGA. Okay, I can't find that clip. Here it is right here. Mega Bully versus Black Hebrew Israelite by Priest Genesis Mode. Okay, I believe that's goes by Deacon Hakah. Little thing, I don't know what he's doing in there. And you know, I don't know what's going on, but you gotta watch out when you're out there, you know. And you know, he wanted the footage. Somebody apparently recorded the footage off the cameras for the actual bar or whatever this place is, you know. And using it, man, see, this is a win over E, you know. We're not violent people, all right, in the scriptures, and we don't take matters in our own hand. We understand self-defense, but also, just because somebody get in your face don't mean you have to, you know, rumble, okay? As such. But you know, that's the scriptures say the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, mighty to pulling down the strongholds. We wrestling not against flesh and blood, so you know, I don't want to tempt the Lord, you know, and do what's wrong, you know. But you know, you got different people with different spirits, you know. And you know, he definitely got a spirit of the world. All right, this dude is a person that, you know, goes about being licensed to carry, and you know, he using his hands too, you know. And you know, I ain't gonna be messing around and playing the game of let's see if we can poke the bear, all right, or poke the rogueman, all right. Instead, I'm trying to get myself in and out of things, all right, or get myself out of things if I'm in them, being, as they call it, elusive, all right. That's what you got to learn to be in this truth, elusive, all right. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and 11. It says, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Right. So I'm not going to be sitting there, you know, glorying, you know, envying, you know, this dude being lifted up, you know, because, yeah, like I say, this guy could have did this now, but then, like I said, next time, don't fare out well. It's a delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. You know, a lot of Jake, they pleasure in, like, getting vainglory. But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. Verse 13, keep thee far from the man, ye roguemen, that have power to kill. All right? And, hey, just because a guy don't have a sword don't mean that he ain't able to kill you. They can use this system, tricks, and policies to kill you. All right? So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, just traps, the system, and thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. Like, I'm not going, especially too, like, you got these, like, you mixing up amongst these diverse so-called bars, or you think, oh man, well, I'm gonna try to go to one of these bars. It's a free American country. I could do what I want, and then thinking you could just you be accepted there. You know, you get tried at these different places. Why waste my time? All right, so, you know, I'm just gonna leave it right there. Hey, make better decisions out here. You know, being with the wrong crowd, you know, can get you immediate judgment. You know, so that's it. Shalom to the elect.